Here's a tough pill to swallow. Two people can grow up in the same neighborhood, earn similar salaries, and still end up in totally different financial worlds. One retires early with freedom, the other works into their 70s wondering where it all went wrong. This isn't about luck. This is about how the rich think, act, and plan differently. And if you stay with me until the end, you'll have a crystal clear blueprint for flipping the script in your own life. 1. Growth mindset versus fixed mindset. Most people don't realize this, but the way you think about money is the first thing that decides how much of it you'll ever have. That's the real starting point. Tim believes life is just the way it is. He blames his boss, the economy, and says things like, "People like me just don't get rich." Because of this mindset, he never looks for opportunities. He assumes they're not for him. But John thinks differently. He sees every problem as a chance to grow. If he doesn't know something, he learns it. If something doesn't work, he tries another way. He believes success is something you build, not something you're born into. This is what we call a growth mindset, and it's what all wealthy people have in common. They don't wait for permission. They create progress. If you believe your financial life can change, you're already halfway there, because before the money grows, your mindset has to grow first. Second, lifelong learning versus stagnant thinking. If you stop learning after school, you're already falling behind, and that's the truth most people ignore. Tim comes home from work and goes straight to the couch. He says he's tired, so he watches TV for hours. He hasn't read a book in years, and he thinks learning is only for students. The problem? The world keeps changing, but Tim doesn't. John, on the other hand, treats learning like a daily habit. Even after earning his degree, he keeps reading, taking online courses, and studying how money works. He knows that new knowledge brings new opportunities, and those who keep learning are the ones who keep earning. According to a study by Pew Research, 73% of adults who invest in learning report better job performance and income growth. That's not a coincidence, it's a strategy. Wealthy people stay students for life, because in the real world, the more you grow your mind, the more you grow your money. 3. Clarity and tracking versus avoidance and guesswork. If you don't know where your money is going, it's almost impossible to build wealth. And yet, most people never track a single dollar. They just hope for the best and wonder why they're always broke. Take Tim. He avoids looking at his bank account. Budgeting feels stressful, so he ignores it. Every month feels like a surprise, and his money disappears before the month ends. John, on the other hand, treats his finances like a business. He tracks how much he earns, spends, saves, and invests. He knows his net worth and checks in weekly, even if it's not perfect. That awareness helps him make better choices. The truth is, what gets measured gets managed. You don't need to be an accountant. Just start small. Use a free app or simple spreadsheet and review your money once a week. Because you can't fix what you refuse to face, and clarity is the first step to control. 4. Pay yourself first versus pay what's left. Here's a simple rule that could change your entire financial life. Always pay yourself first. Tim gets his paycheck and immediately starts paying bills. Rent, electricity, phone, groceries. By the time he's done, there's nothing left to save. He tells himself, "I'll save next month," but that month never comes. John does the opposite. As soon as he gets paid, a portion of his income, say 10%, automatically goes into his savings or investment account. Only after that does he start paying his bills. Saving isn't something he does if there's anything left. It's something he does first, every single time. This habit is one of the most important differences between people who build wealth and those who stay stuck. Saving before spending creates discipline, builds security, and grows your freedom over time. It doesn't matter how much you earn. What matters is what you keep and grow. Start small if you need to, but start now. Future you will thank you for it. 5. Delayed gratification versus impulse. Living. Most people don't go broke because they don't earn enough. They go broke because they spend too fast. And that's where the power of delayed gratification comes in. Tim sees something he wants, a new phone, fancy shoes, or the latest gadget, and buys it right away, even if it means using a credit card. It feels good in the moment, but that quick joy fades fast, while the bill sticks around. John, however, waits. He makes a plan, saves up, and asks himself if the purchase will truly add value to his life. He knows that waiting not only builds discipline, but often leads to better decisions, or realizing he didn't need that item at all. In fact, studies show that people who can delay pleasure tend to do better in their careers, relationships, and finances. Wealthy people don't avoid pleasure, they just schedule it. Because when you learn to say not yet, you make room for a much bigger yes later. 6th, value creation versus time trading. Here's something most people don't realize. You don't get rich by working more hours. You get rich by creating more value. Tim works hard, shows up on time, and puts in his 40 hours a week. But he only does what's asked and nothing more. His income stays the same because he's being paid for his time, not his impact. John works just as much, but he solves problems, improves systems, and brings ideas that help his company grow. As a result, he earns bonuses, promotions, and even opportunities outside of his job. Wealthy people focus on results, not hours. They learn high-value skills, build products, or offer services that others are willing to pay more for. The truth is, time is limited, but value can scale. So if you want to grow your income, ask yourself, how can I solve bigger problems for more people? That's how wealth really starts. Ownership versus consumption. Here's a question that can predict your financial future. Do you own things that make money, or just things that cost money? Tim loves to spend. He buys the newest phone, the trendiest shoes, and a shiny car, all on credit. These things feel good in the moment, but they lose value quickly and never put money back in his pocket. John thinks differently. Instead of just buying what looks good, he invests in things that grow, like stocks, real estate, or even small businesses. He buys assets that increase in value or pay him every month, even while he sleeps. This is one of the biggest reasons the rich get richer. They own income-producing assets, while most people just collect stuff. You don't need to be a millionaire to start. Even owning a few shares of a good company is a step toward wealth. Because the goal isn't just to look rich, it's to own the things that make you rich. 8. Offense versus defense in wealth. Building. Most people try to build wealth by only cutting back, but you can't save your way to financial freedom. Tim is always on defense. He clips coupons, avoids spending, and worries about every small expense, but he never thinks about how to grow his income or invest wisely. His focus is only on protecting what little he has. John plays offense. Of course, he spends carefully, but he also takes smart risks. He invests in stocks when the market dips. He builds new income streams, learns high-value skills, and looks for opportunities when others panic. Wealthy people grow money by expanding, not just by reducing. They know that playing it too safe often leads to staying stuck. So yes, cut waste, but also look for ways to increase your earning power. Because in the game of wealth, defense protects, but offense builds. 9. Multiple income streams versus job dependence. If your entire life depends on one paycheck, you're one bad day away from a financial crisis. Tim relies fully on his job. When he gets laid off during a company downsizing, his world turns upside down. No backup plan, no side income, just bills piling up and panic setting in. John also loses his job, but he's calm. He has a side hustle, some money coming in from online sales, and dividends from stocks he's been investing in for years. One income stream stopped, but the others keep flowing. Wealthy people don't rely on just one source. They build multiple ways to earn. Business, freelancing, rental income, investments. Each one gives them more freedom and less fear. Start small. Even an extra $100 a month from a side project is a powerful first step. Because real security doesn't come from a job. It comes from having options. 10th, high value, network versus comfortable circle. Want to know one of the most overlooked secrets of wealth? Who you spend time with matters more than you think. Tim spends most of his time with friends who complain about money, blame others for their problems, and never talk about goals. They all feel stuck and keep each other stuck. John surrounds himself with people who are focused, driven, and always learning. His circle talks about business ideas, investments, and personal growth. They challenge him to aim higher and support him when he tries something new. Wealthy people build intentional networks, not just friendships, but relationships that inspire progress. They understand that success is contagious. So take a moment and look around you. Are your conversations helping you grow or keeping you small? Because your environment isn't just background, it's your launch pad or your limit. The gap between rich and poor isn't luck, it's habits, mindset, and daily choices. Start making those choices today. Subscribe to Money on Point, share this video, and comment below the habit you'll change first.